Our guest, Earl Torgeson of the Chicago White Sox. We'll get underway with our sports session in just a minute, but first, here's something else I'd like you to see. Hi, everybody. Bob Wolff speaking with Earl Torgeson of the Chicago White Sox. Earl, you're known as one of the fastest runners as far as first basemen are concerned. And in particular, I think one of the headlines you've made in the past is stealing home, something that isn't done too often these days. What's the secret, actually, of making that play, which is certainly one of the most spectacular of all baseball plays?
It is quite a play. It's just a hit-or-miss proposition, and usually you have to catch the pitcher concentrating strictly on that hitter and not paying too much attention to you. It isn't a thing of speed at all as stealing other bases, but it's more or less a surprise element and picking your spots and picking your pitcher. Mm-hmm. It is quite a play, and that particular thing, you talk about speed now. At one time I could run, but years have taken away a step or two.
Well, apparently you make up for it in timing then, knowing just when to break nowadays.
That's an awful lot in stealing bases. Getting a jump on the pitcher, of course, which you do, and you steal a base definitely on the pitcher. We have a fellow out there, Louis Aparicio now, for instance. Now his speed alone enables him to steal bases. And now if Louis slows down a step or two, which he will eventually, he's going to have to cheat just a little bit more and concentrate on the pitchers, which he doesn't now. He starts from a standing position, which you can't do, except when you have excessive speed, as Louis has. And watch that pitcher and get a move and start. That's called cheating, actually, if you're cheating on the pitcher a little bit.
Well, Earl, let's go back to that play on third. Let's say that you see a pitcher that you think you might possibly steal home on. And as I said, this is one of baseball's most spectacular plays. Just what goes through your mind? When is the moment that you make that break for the plate?
As soon as he starts his windup or concentrates on the hitter at the plate, you don't pick it on just say, well, I'm going to steal home. You don't do that. You have to note that the pitcher is not paying any attention to you, and then you go from there. Now, for instance, Vic Powers stole home a couple of times last year, and Vic isn't awfully fast. He's an average runner, but he just dared I was in on one of them, and he dared the pitcher to throw. He went way down the line, and the pitcher paid no attention to him, thought he was bluffing. The next time, he just kept right on going, slid in home easily. And so stealing home, as I say, isn't a matter of speed. It's just knowing your pitcher and picking your spot.
Now, is this usually the pitcher's responsibility? Is he sort of...
oh, very definitely.
I mean, how about the catcher? Can't he keep an eye on this and warn the pitcher or not?
He can tell, now, keep an eye on this fellow over there, and which they sometimes do. But after that man starts his windup, it's entirely up to the pitcher. And sometimes, now that particular case you're talking about, me stealing home on Bob Turley a couple of years ago, it was, we had a fairly weak hitter hitting Malmberg, Harry Malmberg, and there were two men out, and Bob was concentrating on that man so much that he paid no mind to me at all, and of course that was my advantage.
Does this take place, of course in this case it was against a right-hander, but it would seem to be more difficult against the right-hander than the left-hander, or is it not?
Yes, I'd say, because of the angle of their body, and
he's looking over there.
Yes, and he's not exactly looking, but he has a better perspective towards third base.
Well, at the time that you stole on Turley, was he using his no wind-up delivery?
No, he was taking his full wind-up then.
Because now he'd be mighty tough to steal on.
Oh yes, very tough, very tough.
How about over there at first base? When you're a runner at first base, there are a couple of men who have better pickoff motions there than others, aren't there?
Yes, I think that Whitey Ford has got the balk move. They don't call it quite enough, I don't believe, in the big leagues anymore, or any place. They never did, as far as I know. I can remember. But there is a balk move where he strides towards home plate and gives it this.
Whitey says he does it with his head. Not
yeah, he does it with his head. He balks is what he does.
And he challenges the statement. He said he just wiggles his head back.
Yeah.
Well, that's
oh, okay, Whitey wiggles his head. That's good enough for me too, then.
You don't have to agree to this. You understand?
Well, I don't.
I'm just. I have interviewed Whitey recently. And we took up the same subject. Who else is good at that?
Warren Spahn in the other league has a very good move, and there are a number of pitchers that have left-hand pitchers that have good move. But when you get a good right-hand pitcher, now for instance, Early Wynn doesn't have a good move, But for a man of my speed, which I'm saying losing my speed, he's a very tough man to cheat on, as I mentioned before, because early makes you stop, and you can't get a running start. And even though with his big motion and he doesn't have a good move, he's still a very difficult man to steal on.
Earl, playing with glasses on, as you have done for many years now, do you have to change your stance in any way at the plate so that you can actually see right through the glass itself instead of through the side of the glass? Or is there any problem involved in that? In other words, it would seem to me that you'd have to make sure that you were facing directly toward the pitch.
Bob, there may be a problem involved playing night baseball. You get somewhat of a glare, but I think you come to live with it.
And you just get used to it, huh?
You get used to it, and you don't know if there is a disadvantage. I'm not aware of it.
You know, we've stressed the fact that Earl is mighty sharp on the bases, but needless to say, out there with the glove in the field and also at the plate, he's a mighty rough man indeed on the opposition. But Earl had something new this past season going for him. He tried his hand at managing in the Nicaraguan League, and we're going to discuss that topic in just a minute. But first, here's something else I'd like you to see. This past season, Earl Torgeson was a manager in the Nicaraguan League. Have you changed your views about managing since you've been one yourself, Earl?
Not exactly. I always realized it's something I've always wanted to do, Bob, and as I told Al Lopez when I came back in a kidding sort of way, I'd never second-guess him again. But I enjoyed it very much down there. I had a wonderful bunch of boys playing for me, and they did a fine job and made a fine representation of baseball and the United States down in Nicaragua. They were very well liked down there.
Tell me about baseball down there. Is it the same as it is here in the States? What's different, if anything?
The fans, to make somewhat of an understatement, are very enthusiastic.
They take it very seriously.
Very seriously, and they enter into the game itself, and the team actually belongs to them. They feel that the team belongs to them, and if someone doesn't do well, they feel that they are being let down.
I see.
And it's...
How do they demonstrate this seriousness of purpose by the fans?
Oh, sometimes physically and outwardly, and...
they cheer and boo louder?
Oh, yeah, that's there, but then they also are inclined to toss a can out or something at, or a couple of stones out in the field once in a while. Like I say, they're very enthusiastic.
Well, do they keep this up for every game? I mean, the same degree of excitement?
Oh, yeah, there's no varying pitch. In fact, if the game gets too dull, they just walk out of the park. It's too... That's right? That's right. And if their team has hit in the ninth inning, they just feel the game is over. And the other team is coming up. Even though it's a close game, they just get up and walk out. That's how loyal and enthusiastic they are.
Yeah, well, it'll be a lot of fun playing with crowds such as that. Earl, as far as managing went, was there any phase of it that you found more difficult than any other?
Pitching, I expected to have a little difficulty handling pitchers because I've inquired all I could at trying to get a little knowledge about pitching and rotating your pitchers, and the playing 5 days a week down there helped rotate pitchers. It wasn't that everyday schedule that I had to worry with, but I might have been too cautious for fear of hurting one of the players down there and using him too much. But I did learn quite a bit about handling pitchers, and I don't know if I made an awful lot of mistakes. I hope I didn't make too many, but that was my most difficult problem, is handling the pitchers.
You mean when to put them in, when to take them out, in essence?
Yes, knowing when a pitcher is getting tired and trying to change a pitcher, and instead of leaving him in the ball game to maybe use a pinch hitter for him the next inning, to take him out then and have to have the pitcher leading off an inning or something like that. I was guilty of that a couple of times.
As you can see, Earl Torgeson has a well-rounded baseball background. My thanks to Earl for being our guest, and now here's something else I'd like you to see.